Well, hello there. My name is Teresa Sanderson, and I am your guide to essential oils. I'm excited that you are here with me today for my class, 4 Essential Oils Every Home Needs. This class is all about simple ways to use essential oils every single day in your home to naturally improve the health and wellness of yourself and your family. So I'm very excited to connect with you today, and I want to thank you for spending about 45 minutes with me to go through this content. As we get started today, I do just want to share with you or ask you to do a couple of quick things so that you can prepare for the best possible experience. I'm going to ask you to turn off that cell phone so that you can relax and be in the moment. I also want to ask you to shut down any other programs that may be running on your computer that could distract you. I want you to find a quiet place to listen and learn, and plan to spend this time as some quality time just working on you and something new that you want to learn that might really benefit you and your family. And lastly, I do want you to be sure and stay until the very end so that you know exactly how to get started. I have a question for you today, and I'd like to ask you, what do you, your car, and your cell phone have in common? That's a crazy group of things together there, but the answer is that all of you need regular and frequent refueling so that you can function properly, right? If we don't gas up the car, it's going to run out and stop. It's not going to run anymore. If we don't charge that cell phone, it's going to die, isn't it? But do you ever think about recharging or refueling yourself? Have you ever thought about that and how important that is? I mean, I know we think about sleeping at night, but doesn't it even sometimes seem like a burden? Like if we only had more hours in the day, we could do what? We could work more, right? So very seldom do we think about refueling ourselves. My name again is Teresa Sanderson. I am your guide to essential oils, and I'm excited to join you today and just share with you some of my oily journey and what I have learned over the last 3 years since I started using essential oils. A little bit of my background, just so you know. I am the founder of Exploring Oils and also the really fun group on Facebook called Oily Hacks. So you can find me in both of those places for additional and ongoing learning. But I am also a registered nurse, and I've worked in nursing for about 27 years. That just means I'm getting old. Almost 3 decades. Oh my gosh, I hate to even say it. But if there's one thing I have not liked about my crazy, wonderful, awesome career in nursing, it's that I have spent 98% of my time in those last 27 years teaching people how to manage disease and manage illness. That is just the way our traditional Western medical model works. There is a pill for every ailment, and so it is a very rare circumstance where we actually figure out what is causing somebody to suffer with such things and get to the root of it, rather than just kind of putting a Band-Aid on it and here's a pill for how you're feeling. So that has just been, wow, I've seen crazy dramatic increases in health problems over the last 27 years, things like childhood asthma, diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, COPD, respiratory ailments, you name it. And, you know, if you don't know it, the default position of our body is health, homeostasis. We were designed for health. We were designed for abundance. But if you go to your local Target today or your grocery store, do you see a lot of healthy people walking around? I don't think so. I don't see it. And so this has really just been on my heart, and I've become so passionate about this in the last 3 years about sharing with others how essential oils can naturally help you support and promote health and wellness for yourself and your family. Within my personal experience, just a little bit about me and what oils have led me to, I have been able to eliminate 5 of my prescription medications. I feel better, I've got more energy, and I'm living a much better, more high quality life. So it's from this perspective that I come to you today, and I hope you'll find this information helpful. What you're going to learn in this class today, you will learn how to use essential oils to keep the doctor away. You will learn how to tame an upset tummy. You will learn how to help yourself or someone else breathe a little easier during the season of sniffles and sneezes. You will learn to soothe aches and discomfort at home. And also, again, you are going to learn how to get started on your own natural journey to health and wellness. Before we get started with anything fun, though, I have to give you this disclaimer. that the information provided in this class is for educational purposes only. It is not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, heal, or otherwise replace or substitute for consulting with a healthcare provider. So if you have something that you're working on health-wise and you find the information in this class interesting and something maybe that you'd like to implement, I encourage you, take what you learn in this class and chat with your medical provider about it. Anymore, thank goodness, healthcare is becoming very holistic. And the good news is, usually our doctors just want to know what we're up to. They'd like to know what we're doing because every once in a while there is an interaction that they need to be aware of. So be sure and take care of that. Got another question for you here. When do we usually think about our health? When do we usually think about our health? Well, I can tell you, as a nurse for 27 years, I can tell you that the majority of people, probably 95% of people, and you may be in that mix, we think about our health when we get sick. That is usually when we do it. You know, we lead crazy busy lives in a stressful environment. Many women and men, you know, we are managing the household. We're working. A lot of times we're working under stressful conditions. We're shuttling children here, there, and yonder. Maybe, you know, hey, I'm a mother of 5. Maybe at 11 o'clock at night, if you're like me, somebody comes up to you and says, hey, Mom, I need cupcakes for in the morning. Been there, done that. So, you know, we lead these crazy, hectic, busy lives, and we just expect that our bodies will continue and go on forever until we land in the doctor's office sick going, how in the world did this happen? So this is the truth of the matter, and sadly, that is when we think about our health, is when we get sick. Now, I've got another question for you. When do you usually charge your cell phone battery? Does anybody like to see that warning come up on the screen there, that low battery indicator? I do not like it. I don't like it, and I bet you don't either. So, you know, I am a charge it overnight whether it needs it or not kind of gal. You know, that battery may show 95% full when I'm going to bed at night, but I'm going to plug that phone into the charger. Why do I do that? I do that so that it'll function for me optimally the next day. Okay? So it dawned on me in the last couple of years that I was taking better care of my cell phone than I was my body. Anybody kind of hiding from me right there? Right now on that one? It's kind of a rude awakening to know that I was charging that cell phone very regularly, and I was very committed to that, and I still do it today. I was taking better care of that device than I was my body. But the good news is essential oils can help. Essential oils can help, and I'm going to show you some very simple ways that essential oils can help you to naturally support your health and wellness every single day. And so now we're going to get into the exciting stuff. I want to talk with you about how to keep the doctor away. This is really, really important. Everybody needs to know about this. So the essential oil for this is actually an oily blend called Thieves Essential Oil from Young Living. And Thieves is a blend of cinnamon, cloves, eucalyptus, lemon, a little bit of rosemary, all wonderful things that are designed to support our immune system, okay? Well, that sounds great in concept, but what does it mean, okay? What does it mean to the layperson on the street? Well, I'm going to explain it to you. Each of us has within our body an immune system, okay? And that immune system has one purpose, only one. It is designed to help prevent us or protect us from anything in the environment that might make us sick. That is what your immune system does. But let me ask you, when did you last check to see how well yours was working? Do you ever think about it? Do you ever even, you know what I mean? Do we ever even think about our immune system and how well it's working? It's got that one function, one pretty dang major function, wouldn't you say? To protect us from anything in the environment that might make us sick. But how do we know how well it's working? We don't, okay? But what kind of life are we leading again? We're leading a crazy, stressed out, busy, hectic life, right? Where we probably don't always eat right. We probably go through the drive-through more often than we should because it's quicker than getting some raw whole foods. We probably don't get enough sleep at night, okay? All of these things, not to mention the stress of all of our busyness, can really affect how well our immune system works. So this is what I say. I wish that we had like an oil stick, like you have in a car, and we could just go, hey, I'm a little low on immune support today. I need to boost my immune system. Wouldn't that be awesome if we could just tell? Or if we had a big empty full sign on our chest that would just flash, hey, you're close to empty. Wouldn't that be great? That way we'd know when we need to support our immune system. But let me tell you, the immune system It has to work how often? It needs to work when? Every once in a while? Or do we want it to work all the time? When do you want it to work? Is it like that cell phone that needs to be charged every single day so that it will function optimally for us every single day? You betcha. You bet it is. You bet it is. Because that immune system is there to keep us, to protect us from anything that might cause us illness. Okay. Now, I want to share with you a little story about a trip I took. Let me just see where I'm at here. Okay. A trip I took about a year ago. I went with a girlfriend to Costa Rica, and on that trip, I decided, because we were going to be gone, we were going to be out of the country for 10 days. And I'd already taken a big amount of time off from work to take that trip, and super excited about it, of course. But I wanted to be able to go, have fun, come back, and hit the ground running and not have to miss any additional work time because of a belly issue or something like that. And I know that a lot of times when people travel internationally, they do come home with some kind of stomach issue or something, a little fever, something, since they've been out of the country. So I decided that when I went down there to Costa Rica, I was going to take some Thieves Essential O with me. And here's what I did. I put a little roller cap on it. You see that nice little roll-on ball? And what I did with this while I was away, I put one stripe on the bottom of each foot. I waited 20 every day. Every day I did that, not just sometimes. I did that every day while I was gone. One stripe on the bottom of each foot. I let it absorb for about 30 seconds. Then I put my socks and shoes on, and I got on with my day. Boom. I supported my immune system. Okay. Now here's what happened. Here's the cool thing that happened is that I traveled with a tour group of about 45 people. And when we were coming home, about 5 people really weren't doing very well. And about 3 of them, we were wondering, can they even make the flight home? Okay. So they really were doing very poorly with some nausea, some vomiting, some dehydration, all that kind of thing. So I was upright. I was feeling great. And I thought, wow, my oily experiment worked. This is really awesome. But as I was flying home that day, the nurse in me kind of went to work going, well, this really worked. You supported your immune system. You lived above the wellness line. You didn't catch anything that the other guys got. But then the bigger question was, why would I ever stop doing this? Why would I ever stop? Because the truth of the matter is that I'm exposed, just like you are, to things in the environment that can make me sick. When? Every single day, right? So I had an epiphany moment as I came home, and I learned that the right time to support my immune system is every single day, because I always want it to be working optimally for me, so that when I encounter something in the environment that could make me sick, my immune system will be strong enough to fight it off. Does that make sense? Do you see where I'm going with that? That is just a powerful, powerful concept, that the right time to support your immune system is every single day. And the benefit of that is that your body will be able to fight things off that can cause illness because you have put fuel in the tank. Simple, simple concept, isn't it? Why did it take me so long to learn it? So I love it. And here's how simple it is. When I took my trip, I had a bottle of Thieves like this one, but I put it in a smaller roll-on to just take with me since it was a short trip. But you can see that's my foot, and I'm just putting Thieves on my feet in the morning throughout my trip. Once a day, baby, just once a day. One stripe on each foot. You wait 30 seconds, let it absorb. Get on with your day. You've got her done. What if you did that every day? What if you had fewer interruptions in your life from illness? What if your children did it too? In the United States, the CDC states that school-age children get sick an average of 8 to 12 times each school year. As a mother of 5, that sounds about right. And we're not talking, major illnesses necessarily, but sniffles, sneezes, upset stomachs, that kind of thing. School-age children get sick a lot. And so what would your life be like if you could somehow break that chain, right? Break that infection chain. Wouldn't that be something? So anyway, Thieves on your feet every single day is how you're going to keep the doctor away. Super easy and super fast. Now, the next thing I want to talk with you about is a tummy tamer. Oh my gosh, this is mom's best friend. And trust me, everybody needs a good tummy tamer or 2 in your home. And we're actually going to cover 2 of them today. The first tummy tamer is Digise. And Digise is all about digestive support. So the name Digise, digestion. And this is your A-Team tummy tamer. So this is the big bulldog. This is the strong tummy tamer. When you really have an urgent issue with the belly, Digest is where you want to go. Okay, so it has a lot of fennel essential oil in it, and fennel is very calming to our digestive system. It helps relieve some of those spasms that might be going on in the muscle and the stomach and intestines, to just help cause, a lot of calming in there. And it's just really good at settling a stomach as well. So how do you use it? It's very simple. You can put a drop on your fingertip just like that and rub it over the skin of the belly. Boom, got her done. Or you can take that drop of essential oil, you can put it on the bottom of the feet. The bottom of the feet is very absorptive and is always a great place to go with your essential oils for applying them on the skin. It's great to do it that way for children as well. Another thing you can do with it, of course, you can diffuse it. There is never anything wrong with diffusing. That's a great way to get a benefit of your oil. Now, one thing I will mention about Digest is that it does have a stronger aroma, and I personally don't diffuse it. I apply a lot of oils to my skin, but because it has that stronger aroma, I just want to mention that, because if somebody has an upset stomach, that aroma may cause a little irritation, right? So you may want to go directly to the bottom of the feet, apply that oil to the bottom of the feet, wait 30 seconds and put some socks on, and then you don't have to worry about that, okay? But Digest, consider it your big gun of tummy tamers. I had that one child out of 5 who was always at 3 a.m. in the morning, oh, Mom, I think I'm going to be sick, and this was always a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning that this was happening. And so my husband would joke and he'd say, mobile mama, and because I'd get out of bed and I'd go to the bathroom and be with her while she thought she was going to get sick. Very, very seldom did that ever materialize, but mobile mama was always there. So had I had some Digest, that would have been just an incredible comfort for both of us. The next tummy tamer I want to tell you about is peppermint. So there's actually 2 of these that come in the Young Living Starter Kit. And peppermint is fantastic. It's another great tummy tamer. Oh, it has a wonderful just peppermint aroma. But this is your B team. It's not quite as, doesn't have all the oomph that Digest has, but for an occasional upset stomach, peppermint is wonderful. Certainly give it a try. It's also great just to drop in a water bottle if you're having an occasional queasiness, and you can just sip on that. It's very calming to the belly, and it works great. Now, both of these, I do want to mention, Digest and peppermint. You might also consider them, not necessarily just for an upset stomach that's got somebody thinking they're going to be sick, but you might also consider it for irritable bowel, maybe irregular bowels, or even cramping or bloating that can happen after meals sometimes. So a drop of this in a water bottle sipped on throughout the day, or even in a vegetable capsule. Young Living makes some clear veggie capsules that we can fill with anything we want. And so these oils can both be taken internally as well. And so that's a great option. A true story about peppermint and Digest. Last summer, we took a trip with our grandchildren to Omaha. We take a grandkids weekend every summer, and we were having a great time. And I think it was Saturday morning, but we got up and everybody was doing great. We ordered breakfast at the restaurant, and our 13-year-old granddaughter just looked at me and she said, I don't feel very well. And I said, well, what's wrong? And she said, I don't know. I just don't feel very well. And she laid her head down. A few minutes later, she looked at me and she said, I think I'm going to be sick. And she got up and went to the bathroom, and she did get sick. I tell you what, this oily Grammy was ready. I had both Digest and peppermint with me. So, her being 13, we put a drop of each on her palm. She rubbed those over her belly. She took a short nap, and we were riding go-karts that afternoon. That is what I'm talking about. That is the power of a tummy tamer. I cannot tell you, how many family events were missed because of an upset stomach, right? And with kids, sometimes we just don't know. It can be something they ate. It can be an equilibrium thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just don't even know what causes it. It's just very transient, isn't it? But it's nice to know that we can settle and tame that terrible tummy. So everybody's house needs at least one tummy tamer, maybe 2. So there you go. Next on the list, all right, how to breathe easier. The next oil in the starter kit is Raven. And Raven is a fantastic oil. It's a combination of eucalyptus and mint. And I love, love, love this oil. It has an amazing aroma, first of all, and I've got to tell you what it does, because from a healthcare perspective, it is pretty dang phenomenal. What Raven does is it relaxes the smooth muscle in our lungs so that the little airways in there can open up and expand, and we can get a nice deep breath. How cool is that? I just think that is crazy, and it's all natural essential oil. So this is fantastic. Now, because we're talking about breathing, right? The best way to use your Raven is going to be in a diffuser, like the beautiful Desert Mist diffuser that I've got going behind me. So diffusing is always wonderful when you want to impact breathing, okay? Because we're going to inhale that. It's going to go right on down into the lungs where we need it to work, okay? Now, other ways you can use it, just so that you know, you can also apply a drop to your hand and just rub it right here along the chest, a drop to the palm, and apply it to the chest. You might even add a drop or two of either organic coconut oil or maybe an olive oil, just to make it spread easier. A couple of things are going to happen when you apply it to the chest there. It's going to waft up to your nose. You're going to get that gentle aromatherapy, and then also it's going to absorb right through the skin of the lungs there, or the skin over the lungs, so that it's going to penetrate and help, you know, relax those little airways so that you can breathe easier. This is a must-have. Let's face it, school starts, and what happens? Fall and winter come right on its coattails, and that whole season of sniffles and sneezes. You're going to need some Raven in your home to help make sure that everybody can breathe easier. Now, one thing I should mention that I love about diffusing, you know, I'm diffusing right here behind me, but when you diffuse an essential oil, you benefit everybody in the room. And that to me is wonderful. So, you know how sometimes as families, we all fall like dominoes. Somebody brings home something, they've got sick, and then somebody else will get it in the family, and then somebody else and somebody else. Well, the good news is that when you are diffusing, you could diffuse Raven in your living room if everybody's a little stuffy, and everybody gets the benefit of that. You can diffuse in your living room some thieves and support everybody's immune system at the same time. There's some wonderful mom things that you can do here that can help keep your family above the wellness line. So I just wanted to mention that. But Raven is a must-have, a must-have for fall and winter months. You are going to want to have it in your home. And what do we have next? Oh my goodness. 2 oils for aches and discomfort. All right. And the very first one is Copaiba. Love, love, love me some Copaiba. This oil is for anything sore, achy, tender, or swollen. Okay. Sore, achy, tender, swollen. So when I say all of that, I really want you thinking ankles, knees, hips, back, shoulders, elbows, wrists, bones and joints. Okay. Bones and joints. Don't they get sometimes sore, achy, tender, or swollen? Right? For lots of different reasons. So Copaiba is the kind of oil that if I have a tender wrist, I can just apply it right here, or right here on my elbow, or right here on my shoulder, or on my back. See what I'm saying? Super duper easy. Now I got to tell you, I use a lot of oils on my skin. For me, it's very convenient. I'm not always in front of a diffuser, you know, or around a diffuser for 4 hours at a time. So I like being able to take my oils in my pocket, purse, backpack, whatever pocket, and just apply them as I need them, you know. And you will get to the point, believe me, you will get to the point that you have a little go-to bag or a little go bag that you just kind of pop in your suitcase when you go somewhere, or pop in your purse when you leave, so that you've got your stuff that you need to take care of yourself. And the neat thing is, it's an all-natural toolkit. Nothing in there is going to hurt anybody, okay? I love, love, love that. So a couple of things about Copaiba. One, it has a super mild aroma. You will hardly even smell it when you open it, okay? Do not let that fool you. Do not let that fool you into thinking it's not a strong oil. This is a very, very potent oil. And really, really is very helpful for these kinds of things, sore, achy, tender, swollen. My husband, for instance, had a tooth pulled way back here, and you know, he's around 60, and that tooth been in there a long time, had a really long root. He was very swollen when he came home, and he had a lot of discomfort. We were able to apply just a drop of Copaiba, you know, every couple of hours right here on his jaw. Helped him so much, so much. Some young moms are making a blend of that to use for their teething babies. If you're interested in learning about that, I'd be more than happy to help you. Infants are a whole other animal, so I'm not going to get into the dilution or anything on this class, but would be happy to help you with that once you get started, because that's a great thing to do. Be able to do for little babies. Oh my gosh, 5 kids here if I had only known 30 years ago. So Copaiba. Hardly any aroma. When you apply it to the skin, you're hardly going to feel it other than the moisture, but this little oil packs a punch. You can also diffuse it, okay, so you can use it that way as well. Now, the next oil in the kit is Panaway, and Panaway is for aches and discomfort. I like to say when it hurts, call on Panaway. So what's the difference? This one's when it hurts. The other one I said, you know, all those other things, sore, achy, tender, swollen. The biggest differences are, okay, now granted, they work very differently, but Copaiba, remember, you can't smell it, and you're not really going to feel it on the skin. Panaway, on the other hand, is made with wintergreen, okay? Wintergreen definitely has an aroma, doesn't it? So you're going to smell wintergreen when you use Panaway. And again, this is another oil that I like to apply directly to the skin wherever the problem is, okay? I am definitely a shortest distance between point A and point B kind of gal, and so if it's uncomfortable here, I want that oil right here. I don't want to have to waste any time with it. So, smells like wintergreen. When I apply that oil right here to my skin, I'm going to get the feeling of a deep, penetrating warmth right there in that area. And sometimes we need that, don't we? Sometimes we need that, so you're going to feel that deep down warmth, just like you would from a muscle rub or something like that, okay? Now, wintergreen is very potent and very effective in helping with aches and discomfort because it's got some little compounds in it called salicylates, and that's what really helps us with getting rid of that discomfort, okay? So, let's see, Panaway, smells like wintergreen, deep penetrating warmth. So what I like about this little duo is the Copaiba and the Panaway. With Copaiba, you know, if you had an appointment or something, you needed to go out and you didn't want to smell like wintergreen, choose your Copaiba. If you don't care, or if you want that deep penetrating warmth feeling, choose your Panaway. Got it? Okay, so that is the biggest difference. Now, we have actually gone through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 oils, even though I said 4 essential oils every home needs, and that's just because there's a couple of twofers in there. You know, you had 2 for aches and discomfort, and you also had 2 as tummy tamers. So, but at this point, I just want to share with you that, you know, in my mind, if somebody had told me about Thieves Essential Oil Blend 30 years ago when my kids were small and at home, I would have bought it just because. I would have bought the Young Living Starter Kit just for Thieves Oil, or even the Digis. You know, I needed a tummy tamer at my house and I did not have one. And the price of the starter kit's $160, but I would have paid that for either one of those oils, okay? So now at this point, I want to share with you what's in the starter kit so that you kind of know, and I want to demystify the price. The Desert Mist Diffuser is a part of the Young Living Starter Kit, and it comes with it. So you get a full-size room diffuser, and the Desert Mist does have 9 different light color options, and it also has intervals that it diffuses, so anywhere from like 4 all the way up to 10 hours. So you can diffuse with this thing overnight completely, with or without the light on, is another great benefit, because sometimes when we're sleeping, we just don't want the light, right? So you get a full-size room diffuser. You get all of the oils that we talked about today, oils to keep the doctor away, 2 tummy tamers, 2 things for aches and discomfort, and then another one for helping breathe easier. You get all of those. Okay, and the price is $160. And you might be thinking, wow, that's a really pretty good deal. But you know what? There's 5 other oils in there that I'm going to tell you about in just a second. And also, I should let you know that the Young Living Premium Starter Kit is the only thing at Young Living that is always half price. It's more than a $320 value. But to help new people get started, Young Living discounts at 50% to help you get started. And then there's some more benefits of membership I'm going to tell you about. But I just wanted you to at least know up front kind of, you know, what we're looking at price-wise there. Onward and upward. So what are the other oils in the kit? Well, you get lavender. Oh my gosh, I don't really know anybody who's never bumped into lavender somewhere along the way, but lavender is the oil of relaxation, okay? When you need to shift gears from being work mom or dad to home mom or dad. This is a great oil. When the kids need to shift gears, when the kids need to wind down from a busy day, you've got toddlers who aren't able to wind down easily at night. Lavender is a great friend, okay? It's great for just calming, relaxing, and it's also wonderful for skincare and minor skin irritation. You will love, love, love you some lavender. It is fantastic. Next oil in the kit, oh my goodness, frankincense, another favorite of mine. I love them all, you can tell. Frankincense, though, has more than 10,000 different uses. Isn't that crazy? And that's one thing you will find as you get to know the oils more and more, is that you may use it for one thing, but an essential oil can benefit a multitude of different things. They help multiple different systems in the body at the same time, which is so wonderful. And so frankincense, in healthcare, we would call something with that many uses, or, more than one use, we would call it broad spectrum, meaning it's like a shotgun blast. If you put it on there, most likely you're going to hit something. So rule of thumb, if you ever get stumped and don't know what to do, put frankincense on it. Okay, good advice. Frankincense, though, very good for skincare, fine lines and wrinkles. You can make some top quality skincare products at home with your oils for pennies on the dollar. It's wonderful for mental focus, mental clarity, and spiritual grounding. If you enjoy time in prayer, meditation, scripture reading, journaling, yoga, you will love diffusing some frankincense in your space to totally enhance that experience, okay? Straight from the Bible, this is a wonderful oil for spiritual grounding, okay? You will love it. You will love it. Peppermint. This is another example of, an oil that's a tummy tamer, but what else is it good for, right? Peppermint you will love. It's, like I said, it's a B-team tummy tamer. It's great for mental focus, clarity, sore muscles after a workout. You can apply it directly to the skin. And peppermint is very energizing and invigorating. I wake up with peppermint essential oil every single day, and here's how. I simply apply a drop to my palm, just like that. My husband and I both do this before we even roll out of bed, and just rub it in, and then, oh my goodness, 3 or 4 slow, deep breaths. Just takes the sleep out of your eyes. It smells incredible, and it just kind of invigorates you and gets you ready for your day. It's a very positive piece of self-care for us first thing in the morning. So you probably noticed by now that there are 2 oils that we use in the morning before we even get out of bed. One is Thieves Essential Oil. Remember, we're going to fill that immune support tank. And peppermint for invigoration, taking the sleep out of our eyes and getting our day going. Isn't that awesome? So simple, dimple ways that you can use these oils. Now, think about peppermint, though. Like I said, mental focus, clarity, invigoration, energy. If you have children who are studying for exams, I think a lot about, when I think of peppermint, I think of college students who sometimes study, well into the night, trying to get their assignments completed for the next day. Diffuse some peppermint in their space, or get your college students some peppermint with a small diffuser for their dorm room, so that they can use that. I myself took the CCM case manager exam last year and did my own cramming of sorts for a nursing exam. So, but take advantage of the benefits of invigoration along with the mental focus and clarity. If you have children who have trouble concentrating, trouble focusing, diffuse some peppermint in their space, maybe even a little frankincense to encourage them in that mental focus and clarity. So there you go, a couple of good tips. Lemon essential oil, oh my goodness gracious, this is another one of my favorite oils, and I call it the happy oil. Lemon smells like freshly grated lemon zest, but all of the citrus oils, you should know, they all promote a sense of happiness and contentment. Oh my gosh, how wonderful is that? So if you've got grumpy kids in the morning, been there. Diffuse some lemon essential oil in their bedroom, maybe 30 minutes before they wake up every day. How cool would that be? Also, try it around your breakfast nook. If you didn't catch them before they got out of bed, diffuse some lemon essential oil in your breakfast area while everybody's getting ready to start their day, and help everybody start on a more positive note, right? Lemon is also an immune supporter. And great for cleaning. So a couple of other functions there for that little oil. I love, love, love it. Citrus Fresh. All right, we are winding down here with the last couple of oils in the starter kit, but Citrus Fresh is all about purifying the air in your home. It's a fantastic blend of orange, tangerine, lemon, and mint, and it cleans and purifies the air that you breathe. Now, why might that be important? You know, we've been breathing air for years, haven't we? But it's important because if you don't know it, the air inside our homes can be 5 to 10 times more contaminated than outside air. Now, how could that possibly be, you may wonder? Well, I think the simple explanation is that we live in the day and time of central air and heat, don't we? Where our windows are closed the majority of the time, whereas if you went back 100 years ago, homes were built with several windows along every outside wall, and those windows were open all the time unless it was a terribly, terribly cold winter, right? So we just don't do that anymore. Maybe a week or two out of the year in the spring and maybe again in the fall, we get to open the windows a little bit, you know, and enjoy the weather while it's nice, but otherwise our homes are closed. And then what else do we have? We have wall-to-wall carpeting, draperies, we have furniture, you know, that has fibers all over it. So whatever you've used in your home, whether it's chemical cleaners or air fresheners, scented candles, wax melts, dryer sheets, all of those chemicals linger in our homes, in your carpeting, walls, all that other stuff I just mentioned, okay? So it's important when you get your starter kit, I do want to encourage you to take your diffuser from room to room to room and diffuse Citrus Fresh in every room in your home so that you can purify the air. It's also important to purify the air again after periods of illness in your home to keep your home fresh. Keep it as a place that, you know, is not going to be prone to causing illness, right? That's what we want to try and prevent. So this allows you to purify and freshen the air in your home. Last oil today is Stress Away. Love, love, love me some Stress Away. Oh my gosh, I call this one self-care in a bottle. I am never without my Stress Away. It is always in my pocket, backpack, purse, wherever I am, my Stress Away is. And I love it for a couple of reasons, but oh my goodness. The first one being that it just smells so beautiful. It is a wonderful blend of lavender, vanilla, and acacia. It smells like a perfume, and I use it like a perfume. But Stress Away, the name just says it all. It's all about de-stressing, just kind of being able to back away from a stressful situation, take a moment for yourself, and lower your stress level. That's what it's all about. So I love that. I love that. So self-care in a bottle, again, this is one that I like to use on my skin. I like to carry a roll-on of this with me wherever I go, but I do also enjoy diffusing it. So in my office, I diffuse Stress Away from time to time. But again, this one should always be on your person. And the reason is we never know when that stress is going to hit, do we? We never know when we're going to have a confrontation that we didn't expect. We never know when the bottom's going to fall out of a great plan that we had. We just never know. Life is one crazy roller coaster ride, and so I encourage you to take your stress away along for that crazy roller coaster ride. You will love, love, love this little oil. All right, so let's review. What have we talked about today? We've talked about essential oil for keeping the doctor away. That's Thieves Essential Oil on the bottom of your feet every single day to keep your immune system functioning optimally, right? Whenever you encounter something in the environment that could make you sick, wouldn't it be nice to know that your immune system was already functioning at its best? Wouldn't that be an awesome position to be in? We learned about a couple of tummy tamers. We learned about an oil to help keep your family breathing easy. We learned about 2 specific oils to help with aches and discomfort, and so much more, right? Well, then we learned about 5 more. So lots of stuff in there. And now it's time to decide. Now it's just time to decide if what you learned about today, is something that you want to put in practice with your home, in your home. And if you feel like it's something that could benefit you and your family. So, I encourage you to think about that because number one, again, most of us only think about our health when we get sick. So if you're tired of living that way, then it's time to do something different because, the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. It will not happen. So I want to encourage you definitely to, think about changing your lifestyle a little bit in simple ways every single day? Do you think you could see yourself putting Thieves essential oil, one stripe on the bottom of each foot, every day? Could you try using digize and peppermint if you had a mild stomach discomfort? Could you try using something natural like Copaiba and Panaway to help with aches and discomfort? And if the answer is yes, okay, because I'm not asking you to take hours out of your day to try any of these things. These are simple things that you'll put on your fingertips and apply to your skin, okay? So if this sounds like something that you could learn to do with some coaching, know that I'll be here to coach you, okay? And it's time to decide. And about that $160 price, I want you to know that that is a small price to pay for good health. And I also want you to know that you are so worth it. You are so worth it. You matter, and the health of you and your family matters today and every single day. If you're thinking about trying essential oils, I just want you to know that you deserve it and you are so very worth it, okay? Bottom line, it's a $160 expense one time. Don't like it, don't buy anymore. If you love it, it opens up an entire new world of methods of doing things, and it's kind of like cooking, and I'll teach you every step of the way, okay? Don't even want you to get stressed out about that, because this is easy peasy and we'll go one step at a time. But know that you are so very worth it, okay? Now, so here's what you get. Here's what's in the premium starter kit. Again, it's a $320 value. Isn't that amazing? You get that beautiful desert mist diffuser that has 9 different light color options and lots of time settings from 4 hours all the way to overnight, about 10 hours. You get 11 different essential oils. You get 2 samples of Ningxia Red and a sample of the Thieves household cleaner that is an all-natural plant-based cleaner that will replace every cleaner in your home with just one. Fantastic. All for $160. But what else do you get? You get a lifetime membership with Young Living. When you buy that starter kit, you become a member. And so what that means is you get a 24% discount on anything else that you will ever buy. And sometimes people think, well, why would I ever need that? You know, I'm getting all these oils right now. Well, if you're using them every day, if you're consistently implementing them, let's face it, if you're putting Thieves on the bottom of your feet every day, you're going to need some more, right? So it's nice to know that you'll be able to buy it at 24% off with wholesale pricing. That is a great deal, okay? The next thing that happens is, you know, if you are interested in really learning how to make a lifestyle change, a positive lifestyle change, Young Living is definitely that kind of company. Young Living can help you with all natural cosmetics with the Savvy Minerals makeup line. They can help you with laundry detergent, dishwashing detergent, again, household cleaner, all of the personal care products for your bathroom, shower gels, shampoos, deodorants, you name it, Young Living has it. And then there is an entire collection of nutritional supplements, shakes, weight loss products, and all different kinds of things. So this is a lifestyle company. Essential oils are kind of the tip of the iceberg, and there is so much more that Young Living has to offer. So just know that if you decided to get started with monthly auto ship for a small order of just $50 a month, gets you on auto ship where you save even more, you save on shipping, and you start earning 10 to 25% back on the purchase price of your orders. So it's just a crazy good way to totally increase your discount, all the way up to 49% over time. So it's a really, really great way to go. All right, so $320 value for $160. There's all the goodies you get, that Desert Mist Diffuser, 11 oils, the lifetime membership, 24% discount. And just know that when you add a $50 order to your starter kit order, you will get that 10% back that I just mentioned because you're starting that auto ship process, but Young Living will also give you one free oil. One free essential oil. And this month it is Spearmint Vitality Oil, but know that that changes every single month. And there are many other promos available. So that is awesome to be able to get that. Before we finish today, I do just want to tell you a quick story because sometimes we overthink things, don't we, gals? Sometimes we do. Sometimes we think we make something like this into such a much bigger deal. So I just want to share a story with you about something that happened to me on that trip to Costa Rica. So before we finish, I just want to share this. And so when I traveled to Costa Rica, I did have the opportunity to go zip lining. But I got to tell you, I'm 5'1" on a very good hair day, and I am terrified of heights. But I booked this trip 2 years in advance, and so I spent that time watching videos and doing everything I could to try and psych myself up for the experience. Because, you know, after all, when was I ever going to be down in the rainforest again with the opportunity to zip line, right? When was I going to be there? So when the day came to zip line, I got to tell you, I was feeling very excited, but also, you know, just a lot of anticipation, but I did have a sense of resolve, you know, that I was going to do it. I was about to do something that in all of my 50 plus years I had never, ever done. So I was excited, but as they started strapping that gear to my body, I began to feel a little afraid, okay? But I learned that as I was getting started, that the very first 3 zip lines, they were short and they really weren't too terribly high, just to kind of help us learn to maneuver, you know, how to handle the gear and ourselves on the lines. And I did great on those, and I had a lot of fun. But then I walked to the 4th one, and as I walked to that area, I noticed that there was a wait at the top. There were several people kind of waiting, and, you know, I was climbing the steps to get up. And as I was climbing those steps and waiting to get to the very top, I was kind of counting the seconds that I could hear somebody traveling down the zip line, and, you know, waiting to see how long I could hear them travel. Because this zip line was very different. It wasn't like the ones I had just done. It was more than a half-mile long, and it was over a wide open valley. There were going to be no trees or anything underneath me. So this was totally different. And I had 3 steps yet to climb. So there were still 3 people ahead of me. And as I climbed to that last platform, you know, I looked out at the vast expanse that I was going to travel, and I put my foot on the next step, and I got a little teary, and I turned back. And, you know, I was teary probably because I was afraid, but probably too because I had so wanted to do it, right? I had so wanted to do it. So all alone, I walked back to remove my gear. And there were a few people who had stayed behind, you know, the ones who had just said, forget it, I'm not doing it at all. Would never even think about it. So I met up with those gals, and we walked to where everyone else was going to be finishing. And as I watched each one of them ziplining in at a super fast rate of speed, I saw their looks of exhilaration, excitement, amazement, and happiness. And then I saw another woman who had been just as scared as me. And she came in and she finished with a huge smile on her face. And I thought, that could have been me. That could have been me. Right now, you are at the top of that tower. You can see what the future looks like from here, and you have 2 choices. You can continue to manage your health in crisis mode, or you can choose to support your health every single day. I believe that you're ready to make an exciting, amazing, and exhilarating journey to improve your health. You've come this far. Don't turn back now. Don't overthink it. Talk to the person who gave you this video to watch. Let them know that you're ready to get started, and we will walk hand in hand with you every step of the way. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless your day. Bye-bye.